I'm Karena Thek Lineback, author of Scolio-Pilates, and I want to show you how to wedge or pillow correctly for a seated position with a typical three-curve scoliosis. A typical three-curve scoliosis is the one that you will see most frequently. And what it looks like from behind is you'll see a right rib convexity or bump, and you'll see a left lumbar convexity or bump, and the left hip tends to stick out. So the right rib will stick out in one direction and the left hip in the other direction. In seated, you'll use the least amount of props. You're just going to use probably just one of these. The right hip tends to ride a little bit away from the mat, so you're going to actually put this under the left hip, like this. So sitting cross-legged, or you can sit up on a box. If your legs, when you're seated, come up like this, you want them to be able to drop down. And sometimes that means sitting on a chair or a box so the knees will drop. If you can sit on the floor and they're dropped, then you can do it this way. This is going to go underneath the left hip. Don't let it cross to the other side. Make sure it stays left. Now, the right hip tends to live in this position. So once you've propped here, be sure that the right hip drops into that well that you've created. So what you've just done is you've corrected the low back curve. And then from that position, you are going to place the right hand on the right shoulder, lift the elbow up and bring it back. As you do that, this rib pops forward, and now you're going to slide it to the left. So again, the right hand on the right shoulder, bring the elbow back, pop the rib forward and slide. The left hand is going to go on to the left knee and it's going to press hard. That's going to correct the positioning of the left shoulder, and it's also going to engage the low back muscles on the left side correctly. From this position, you can overcorrect in the cervical spine or the neck by taking the ear to the shoulder and then looking underneath the right shoulder. All the time you're pulling this occiput, the back of the neck, the base of the skull, back. Don't look under this way. This has to stay up. So real quick, one more time. This goes underneath the left hip. Drop the right hip down. Right hand, right elbow. Pop the right rib forward, slide it to the left. From that position, you can actually draw the right elbow away also, that way. So left rib goes this way, right shoulder blade that way. Left hand pushes, drop the left ear to the shoulder, look underneath the right shoulder. Press back with the top of the head. From this position, you can begin strengthening. And to do that, sometimes we need to bring the head back up. But whatever position, whatever you can do in that seated position, and there's a lot of ideas in the Scolio-Pilates book, that's going to help to encourage that more neutral alignment while you're seated. Good luck. I'm Karena Thek Lineback, author of Scolio-Pilates.